Okay, so here sets the Pioneer SX-1000TW. Oh, so as you can see, I have the entire amplifier circuits out of there. Everything's been taken out. Here's the heat sinks. These things got really hot. Caused some really odd black tar or scoring on top of the paint. Because everything here, like I said, there was beer spilled in this, there was a hell of a short, everything got really hot, at least for a brief period. So I took these heat sinks out, I wire wheeled them off, I'll repaint them when everything goes back together. You know, they'll get, you know, new insulating washers and heat sink grease and the whole 9 yards. That'll all go back together like it was new. The power supply in this has to be rebuilt as well. You know, most of the damage that I'm finding has been in the power supply section. Let me get this flipped around here, and you can see kind of, get my light over here. You can see there's not a whole lot left on that power supply board. I've pulled a lot of bad components off of that. I just got to the point where I've stopped. It's like everything on the board is bad. Pretty much. It's like everything I've tested is bad other than a few little things. I haven't tested every single thing on there because, like I said, I just got to the point where it's like, all right, you know what, we're just going to rebuild that whole board anyway, so I just kind of stopped. I was just trying to take inventory of kind of really, you know, what this thing was going to need. So we have to rebuild the output section. We have to rebuild the power supply section. Past that, you know, I don't know what else may be wrong with this. I've got to start getting some parts in it. I've got to get, you know, sending some power through this thing so I can start testing some of the rest of the unit. But like I said earlier, I've got to have a conversation with the owner and let him know kind of what we're looking at on this as far as getting this thing repaired and back up and working. I mean, he's going to be looking at, you know, $400 or so, you know, on this, I think, to completely redo it. Maybe even a little bit more. I honestly don't know. I mean, you know, again, I mean, we don't know what else is going to be bad in this, you know. But I mean, the power supply and the outputs, I mean, that's, you know, the biggest portion of the amp anyways. So we might be okay on the rest of this, and might be just some little bitty stuff. You know, we're going to address all the big stuff and keep our fingers crossed that we don't have to completely replace everything in here. So for now, I'm going to end the video here. Like I said, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and give the owner a call. Actually, it's not even the owner. The guy who set the beer on this at the party back in the day is the one who brought it in. They've been friends, lifelong friends, and he's going to foot the bill for the repairs on this. So I'm actually dealing with him and not the actual owner. But nonetheless, we have to have a conversation. Like I said, I don't know how much money he wants to dump in this. You know, these aren't a super valuable item. I mean, fully redone, it might be worth $500 or so, maybe something like that. It's not a super high-end unit, but you know, sentimental value is something that's hard to put a price on. You know, when you start talking about vintage audio equipment, you know, everything's got some personal feelings attached to it usually, and some sentimental value, and you know, brings back some memories. So you know, in order to relive those memories, people are willing to spend a little bit of money sometimes, and surprisingly more money than, you know, I would probably spend on a unit myself. But like I said, I mean, I get it. It just depends on how you think and feel about all this stuff, really. So, but anyway, that's where we stand for now. I'll be back in the next part of the video and we'll get caught up.